Hi, this is my Holy Paladin guide for patch 5.1, Mr. Pandaria. You can click on any of the links above to get to whatever part you want. Hope it helps. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up the video if you like it. Alright, first we're going to go over talents. Remember, this is solely based off my experiences, so don't get mad and troll if it's not what you favor. I mean, you're watching a guide for help, so it'd be kind of ironic. But first off, we're gonna the level 15 talent, Pursuit of Justice. It's a passive. I really like passives. They're really convenient. You just gain a little bit of more movement speed, and for each holy power you gain more movement speed. Long arm of the law, that's good if you're going Retribution, but obviously this is a Holy Paladin guide, so there's really no point in that. Speed of Light, this is actually optional. Pursuit of Justice or Speed of Light are probably what you're gonna pick from. So Speed of Light, it's good if you want to use it for PvP or something. If you need to get away really fast, you get 70% movement speed, which is pretty nice. But it's just another ability I have to press down, and I don't really use it that much because I don't do that much PvP. But I use Pursuit of Justice, so I gain a little bit of movement speed. Second choice for the talents, level 30. I use Repentance, which is so you see it knocks out a enemy for up to 1 minute, so it's pretty useful on ads and stuff. Fist of Justice, there's really no point in getting that stun. I don't understand why they have it when you already have a stun. I guess the cooldown, but you're not gonna really, there's no reason to favor a 30-second less cooldown if you're gonna be healing. Burden of Guilt, this is another pointless talent for Holy. I mean, it's Judgment, so you're not gonna be using that. Next, level 45, this is really controversial, but you're either going to pick Eternal Flame or Sacred Shield. I preferably like Eternal Flame. It gives you a healing over time, and Sacred Shield I also like, but in the end I really like Eternal Flame because if you get 3 charges of Holy Power, you can definitely crit really high heals, which is good for tanks or PvP. But Sacred Shield you're going to want to use if you don't want to if you want less targets to heal. You just throw on Sacred Shield and it'll absorb a lot of damage, and you don't have to worry about them for a little bit. But that's that. Preferably like Eternal Flame, but pick either or, whichever you favor. Level 60, I'm using Unbreakable Spirit. What it pretty much does is every holy power I spend, I get reduction on my Lay on Hands and my Divine Shield. Or is that protection? Divine Shield, yeah. So what that's going to do is get your cooldowns going a lot faster, so Lay on Hands, if you like to have that, I mean, it's really good for PvE. You can always start on. Same with the bubble for PvP. I mean, you're going to be benefiting this either way. It's, again, a passive, which I like. And Hand of Purity, I don't really use that. Same with Clemency. But next at level 75, I mean, but then again, it's your choice. If you really favor these talents, I really don't see the point in using either of these, but Breaking Spirit's what I'm using now. But level 75, Divine Purpose, you're gonna really need this because when you get procs with Divine Purpose, they're really useful, and that's what a lot of the Paladin is based off, is procs from the Divine Purpose. So if you don't know what that is, it's another passive. Abilities that cost Holy Power have a 25% chance to cause Divine Purpose. Next, it will consume no holy power, and it'll cast as if 3 holy power are consumed. So you're getting, say I use Eternal Flame, it's going to give me the healing power from 3 holy powers. So it's really useful. Same, you can use it with your AoE Light of Dawn, so it'll help out a lot. So I definitely suggest using Divine Purpose over any other talent. Lastly, at level 90, the last talent I chose is Light's Hammer. Now pretty much what this is an AoE heal, which is really helpful. What it does, you throw the hammer on the ground, stays there for 16 seconds, heals a certain amount of health to every player, and it deals damage. So every 2 seconds, which is pretty helpful, especially when you want to do AoE damage, because you're healing, it'll help out a little bit, plus all the healing, good for raiding. I don't know if you want to use this for PvP. It's probably not one of the best talents. Probably Execution Sentence, because you can get a giant heal from that, and you can also use it for damage. But that's probably I definitely prefer Light's Hammer if you're doing PvE. All right, now we're gonna go over our gear and what you're gonna be looking for as a Holy Paladin. Of course, your main attributes are Intellect and Spirit. Now, Intellect is gonna increase your spell power and your spell critical hit, which is very important for healing, and your Spirit, which increases your mana regeneration while out of combat for 5 seconds. So pretty much what you're going to want to look for in gear, as you can see here, I'll use an example, my helmet. You want your main attributes to be intellect, so always go for intellect and spirit, and crit. You don't want to go intellect and hit, that'll definitely mess up your gear and your healing abilities. So as you can see here, this piece, I have socketed bonus spirit, and the socket bonus gives me more intellect, so that'll help out a lot. If you don't have a good gem, but you want the socket, as you can see, the gem I currently was going to use is way too expensive, so I just threw in a cheap one just to get the socket bonus, which you can do a lot of the time. One thing I don't recommend is upgrading your gear score, which I know you can do with Valor and Justice. You don't want to do that. As you can see, the upgrade level says 0 out of 2. Don't do that. You'll be under geared, and there's really no point in doing it just for the requirements. You'll just be under geared, you'll be doing really bad, so I don't suggest doing that at all. Alright, this is the bar setup I use. You can definitely remember, you can change the order of these spells. Just make sure you use majority, use all the healing ones. If you want to pick out, put in different ones that you favor just because you like, you can do that. But as you can see, the first healing spell I have on my bar is Holy Shock. This is your main healing spell. It'll heal a certain amount to an ally, and it has a 6-second cooldown. It's instant cast. So it also has a chance to critical strike, and the critical strike will return 1% of your maximum mana, which is really useful. As you can see, this was my talent, Eternal Flame. If you pick the shield, the bubble, it'll replace this. What this does, it consumes up to 3 holy power, and it'll heal a target for a certain amount. And it'll also put a healing over time for up to 30 seconds. It'll heal them a certain amount for every 30 seconds. Well, not every 30, for 30 seconds of a certain amount. Third spell I put on, Holy Light. It's a low healing spell with a long cast. It's alright to use when you're definitely holding up pretty well. You can just use this as an additional heal. Fourth healing spell I put on my bar is Divine Light. You'll get procs from your Divine Purpose. No, not Divine Purpose. You'll get your procs, and you'll either get Divine Light or Flash of Light. And it's just another spell to have on. It's a fast cast. It heals them for a good amount of health, so it's pretty useful. Fifth on the bar, I have Flash of Light. Quick, expensive heal. So it has a 1.28 second cast, which is really fast. But another thing, it burns a lot of your mana, but it is a really good heal if your tank's just taking too much damage, or another player's taking too much damage. You could just spam this until you run out. The sixth I have is Beacon of Light, and what this does, I'll use an example. You can put it on a friendly player or yourself, and they will get healed with the additional healing you're doing. So look, as I go on the tree, I don't think it'll work on the training dummy. If I go to heal this guy, 1 second, I don't think. Oh, I can't put the Beacon of Light on her, but I'll put it on myself. Go up to this guy, heal him. That's not gonna work. I think it has to be on player. But it's not working right now. But what it will do is, whenever I directly heal a nearby ally, it'll heal me for a certain amount. I think it's 50%. Yeah, it'll heal me for 50%. What you can do is put it on one of your tanks and heal the other, and the other tank that has Beacon of Light on them will take 50% of the healing, so it's really useful. Another, number 7, I have my bar Holy Radiance. What it does, it's an AoE healing. It'll heal the initial target for a certain amount, and then everyone within 10 yards will get 50% of that amount, and it grants you a charge of holy power. So this is really useful for AoE healing, as we only really have 2 to 3 AoE healings depending on if you got Light's Hammer or not, but that's really useful. Avenging Wrath, it'll increase your healing by 20% for 20 seconds, and you get 1% of your maximum health every 2-second regen. And your falling speed is slowed, but I don't think that's really relevant. But, so this is really good to use when you're having a hard time in your raid or PvP. It's always good to